This is my favorite way of eating salmon. I really haven't eaten any other way since I discovered this absolutely gorgeous recipe. And no cooking whatsoever. You're going to need some cling film, a fair bit of it, and just make a tiny little bed on a plate so you can host as much salt as you're gonna need to make a bed with it. The original recipe I saw had like a kilo of salt and like an awful lot of fennel, but I thought that was completely ridiculous and a massive waste. So what I do is making a bed of salt, a fair bit, as I said, be generous with it, and then cover it with fennel. You could use perhaps another herb if you prefer it, but fennel gives a very nice and easy sort of taste to the salmon, and it works beautifully, absolutely beautifully with it. Yep, we're going to put our gorgeous steak of salmon, which, by the way, I have frozen for a couple of days because we're going to eat this raw, so we need to be careful with anisakis. So freeze it for a couple of days. Now cover it with another very generous layer of fennel. Don't be afraid to use as much as you want. Trust me, you will never get tired of that flavor. And then cover it with more salt. Just to cover it. It doesn't need to be completely fully covered, it might do, but it's not necessary because we're gonna make a parcel with the plastic right away and pack it tightly, as tightly as you possibly can, but don't worry too much if you cannot do it perfectly, because the next step means that you don't need to. We're gonna put it back into the vacuum sealing bag. If, however, you don't have a vacuum seal, then yes, you need to pack it as tightly as you can and get as much air as possible out of that parcel. And then when you put it in the fridge, put some weight on it. But if you have a vacuum seal, then seal it away, get rid of all the air. If you have a chamber vacuum, then even better. Do it for about a minute. Make sure that as much air as possible has left from every single grain of salt. You really want that very tightly packed, because that is going to contribute to the whole texture of the fish later on. And that's it. We have our salmon perfectly ready. Place it in the fridge. 3 hours, no more than that. And meanwhile, let's prepare some sauce with a couple of tablespoons of soy sauce, one of oyster sauce or poke sauce, whichever you prefer. Both give a very beautiful umami taste, which is absolutely wonderful. Some lemon juice, just a squeeze, fresh if you have, otherwise whichever you want, and some wasabi, because I love wasabi so much. Is delicious. Pinch of salt. You really don't need a lot, just a little tiny bit. Some chia seeds, some sesame seeds, and the world's your oyster. Oh yeah, of course. Some groundnut oil or peanut oil, some very flavorful oil, just to bind the whole thing together. Give it a good shake to make sure that oil and that wasabi are completely dissolved, and leave it to rest for a little bit. You can make marinades with this sauce, by the way. It's absolutely delicious. Now what I'm doing here for the purpose of this video is just use a bowl with some water, but you could also rinse your salmon under the tap to get rid of as much salt as you possibly can. But for this video, well, literally, we're just going to dip it in water. And that's it. Boom! That's ready. Once you get rid of all the excess salt, that water, of course, can go away. You just need to pat your salmon dry. Oh yeah, thank you, camera, for focusing to the wrong place. Just pat it dry with some paper towel to get rid of that moisture and sort it. Look at that. That looks absolutely, trust me, it's going to be delicious. You can slice it like I'm doing in this video, or you can dice it so you can make a healthy poke out of it. Just make it into small little chunks And then you can use it on your avocado toasts if you want to. You can have it raw, you can have it with some rice, as I said, to make some poke. It feels absolutely wonderful. Now we played the whole thing. At the moment I'm just using some simple lettuce, but you can use any herb you want. This is to make a little bit of some salad, healthy thing. Yeah, I'm on a diet. It shows, right? Put your salmon as you wish on it. It doesn't really matter too much. Just make it look pretty, because that salmon deserves it. It's looking at you with those little pinky, orangey, green color, and it's, I'm literally editing this video and this is making me so hungry again. And I ate this soon after I recorded this thing, but my goodness, I want more. Trust me, when you try this, it's gonna taste. Yeah, I ate that little piece. And then some capers. Look, salmon and capers, they're made for each other. They're truly and utterly made for each other. Drizzle that beautiful flavor bomb of a sauce on top, and you have an absolutely light, wonderful, super tasty lunch that you're gonna love forever. Trust me.